What if I was to play the Walking Dead game, but without speaking?
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I am going to try and beat Season 1 of Telltales The Walking Dead without talking. Here are the rules. When it comes to multi-choices of speaking, I have to press square in order to remain silent unless the game forces me to talk. But when it comes to making a decision between two choices, I'm allowed to talk because it's the only way that the game has progressed. But there were times where these two choices appeared and I didn't realise if I let the meter run out, I could just remain silent. So in result of these rules, every time I talk, in the bottom right corner there will be a talk counter. There is also a death counter for every time I die. Let's get on with playing the Walking Dead game without talking. We begin the game by playing as Lee, the main character who got arrested by kicking over the lemonade stand. Lee then proceeds to sneeze his way out, and in doing so flipping over both the cop and the police cruiser in the process. Lee wakes up to discover he is surrounded by Taylor Swift fans and makes his way over a fence into a back garden. He then lets himself in to steal a radio, and in doing so is forced to talk to an 8-year-old badass known as Clementine. There was no way to work around this, so the game forced me to talk to Clementine. The talk counter went up by 4. And it stopped there because Lee was quiet and gave Clementine a little wave, and then all of a sudden he gets hit with Sandra, the babysitter, and she wants to slide into them DMs. She's trying to munch on his face and he's like, nah bro, nah, get away from me hun. And then Clementine gives him a hammer and he smashes her into the ground. Yes, that is what she said.
Did you kill it?
And so I make the decision of going through daylight because going at night time is just a different outcome, and I want to progress the game as quick as I possibly can in the coolest way possible. We then meet up with two cool dudes, Sean and Chet, and using our big, strong, steroid-enhanced muscles, we push a car out of the way to escape the walkers. And then we arrive at Hershel's farm, which we are forced to talk, once again making our talk counter go up.
Tell him!
We then spend the night at Hershel's farm, sleeping our sorrows away in the barn. Alfie, no one's ever gonna subscribe to your channel. Once we wake up, we are introduced to one of the most badass characters in the Walking Dead game franchise, which is Kenny. We then help Sean cut down some wood to protect against the walkers.
Get the fuck out of here!
And so we did, and almost got ate by some zombies, but luckily we survived because a cool person called Carly saved us. And for the rest of that time we remained silent while the rest of the group were arguing about who stole whose chimichangas, and the result was actually Lee. That's why he kept quiet, but luckily no one suspected Lee. You know, it's not like he's convicted killer, but like, you know. Clementine is then attacked by a walker, making Larry have a heart attack. Lee then attempts to rizz up Carly by giving her an energy bar, but she declines, leading Lee and Clementine to go into a different part of the drugstore. As stupid as Lee is, he knocks over a cane which ends up being his dad's. No wonder his dad left him as a kid, because he knocked over his cane. The pair decide to move a table, which leads Clementine asking Lee questions which I can't even answer to, but then I have to answer to them because the game forces me to answer to them, and I can't remain silent. Why does this game do this to me? Our talk counter is now at 10, and because Clementine asks too many questions, I bite her finger, causing it to bleed, but it's fine because I patch it up later on, don't worry guys. Glenn radios us to tell us that he needs help, so being the cool guy that we are, we decide to take Carly and head to the place that Glenn is stuck at. So in this part, we didn't really do much talking, so instead I'm going to show a montage with the amount of zombies that I killed because I'm really, really cool. Please hold your applause, ladies and gentlemen, because Lee is about to get an upgrade from an ice pick to a really, really, really cool, giant, big ass axe. We kill 2 more zombies and we arrive at the door. chop down the door and discover that there is a woman called Irene in there who's already been infected by her boyfriend nomming on them titties.
Whoa, wait a minute, I can't say that, this is PG.
And after getting told off several times for saying that last line, Irene grabs the gun and decides to off herself because, yeah, she's half a boob down, let's be real. After driving back to the drugstore, we discover that Larry is still ill, making us go outside with Doug to see that our brother, Lee's brother, is stuck. And he's got the keys to open the door to the pharmacy. But Doug does not believe us, so we have to backtrack in order to get that photo to prove to Doug that that guy who's trapped underneath a lamppost, I don't even know if it's a lamppost, but the one thing that's the most annoying thing is that Carly catches us in the act of ripping up a photo, and we don't have the choice to not speak to her, so our talk counter goes up once again. It's fine though, it's fine. I suppose throwing a brick through a glass window, causing criminal damage, I mean, it is the apocalypse, so no one really cares. But like, you know, that got a little bit of my anger out, and I was still feeling a bit angry, so I decided to chop Lee's brother's head off, you know, just to get it all out of my system and pretty much call it even. So, you know, I'm happy now. But we have the keys, we give it to Lily, and I decided, you know what would be really, really funny? Is that if we just decide to open the door, right, and go in and let the alarms go off. Yeah. So I can bring in some more of them zombies in and cause some pain and terror for everyone except me, because I don't talk in this. But while trying to defend the drugstore, we are left with two choices, either save Doug or save Carly. Now, I'm equally annoyed at both of them because, you know, Doug's a pain for letting me backtrack and Carly's a pain for, you know, letting me talk. So I'm going to save Doug because, hypothetically, he didn't make me talk. But yes, he did annoy me, you know, beforehand. But Carly made me talk. Therefore, you know, it's fine. Clementine's getting her ass beat by a zombie. But it's fine because I'm like, yeah, get some Clementine. And then I run over to Larry and he's like, nah, bro, get fisted. Wait, what? Kenny then saves us and we exit the drugstore. We had to talk to a lot of people, so our talk counter goes up, but I skipped all of that because, you know, it's the end of the first episode and I'm like, what's the point, you know? So anyways, here are my choices from the first episode. Now we move on to episode 2. So, let's do it. We begin episode 2 off by chopping a zombie with the axe that we got from the last episode. And also, we chopped another guy's leg off. And the reason why we chopped this guy's leg off is because he didn't subscribe to the Alfie Just Alfie YouTube channel.
3, 2, 1.
We arrive back at the motel with Kenny and the unsubscriber with some random kid, while the rest of the group is continuing their argument from the last episode about who stole whose chimichangas. Guys, it was Lee. He's silent. Is that not obvious yet? Come on! Lily then gives us today's food rations, so we dish them out because we're really, really, really cool. I tried to give Doug some food, but he declined my offer, so yeah. But it's fine, because I understand the reason. It's because he has got his own... Doug's got his own gravitational field, you know what I mean? So, you can't really be mad at that, you know. Appreciate you, Doug. That's why I picked you over Carly. So instead, I gave the food to Lily, and a lot of people were mad at me, as you can see in this next clip.
You're out! What happened to my food?
I'm gonna give it to Larry because I think Larry ends up killing the walker.
Listen, try not to make too much noise.
Yeah, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
Just for the record, he did not kill the walker, right? As we can see here, bro misses, right? I thought bro was meant to be a big dude, but clearly not. So Lee has to take care of it all on his own. Thanks a lot, Larry. But Doug, being the cool guy he is, actually whacks, you know, a piece of like wood off David's head, you know? So appreciate that, Doug, thank you. But fuck you, Larry, man. So after that, Ben basically tells us that like chimichangas and pizza rolls are basically the same thing, even though that they're not. But like his theory is so dumb, I'm not even gonna like go with it. You know, Ben's a useless character, you know, so what a waste of like 17 seconds to spend time talking on Ben. But anyways, Doug's alarm goes off and we're introduced to two new characters, the St. John brothers. They talk about how they've got a farm called McDonald's and they like to take us there. So we decide to, you know, take them on the offer because Alfie wants a Big Mac! But it's really funny, like, watching this, how it all folds out because Lee is silent for the whole time. So they're asking him questions and bro's just giving them the... After watching a guy get shot to death by the other guy, we end up arriving at the St. John Brothers McDonald's farm. Waiting for my Big Mac, we come across a character called Brenda, who is a fat fuck and clearly been eating them Big Macs, if you know what I mean. Where's my Big Macs? But yeah, not much really happens after that. You know, Mark gets shot in the shoulder with an arrow, and we escape the bandits, and everyone's like, oh my god, what happened to Mark? Clearly they're dumb because, like, you know, he got shot with an arrow in the shoulder. What do you mean, what happened to him? You know what happened to him. It's clearly visible. Jesus. So we decide to invade the camp along with the St. John Brothers' help. You know, we talking about it and it's like, okay, let's do it. So we decide to invade the camp, and I didn't mention this earlier, but like Clementine lost her hat and we ended up finding her hat. And then we get introduced to yet another character called Jolene, who wants to shoot one of the St. John Brothers in the balls and string them up on a tree. But like, I don't even know what's going on at this point. Well, she's dead.
God damn it!
We arrive back at McDonald's to give Clementine her hat back, and then we meet up with Kenny, and Kenny's like, listen man, there's something fishy going on behind this door. So our job is to basically open the door.
Hey, Lee, you know how to pick a lock, right?
No. Why would you say that?
Well, you know,
Urban? I think you're saying.
So as Lee, we decide to break the generator to cause the biggest destruction of a lifetime because we are the most coolest characters in The Walking Dead. And we know for a fact that that guy is going to come out and be like, oh no, the generator's broke. So yeah, this is me breaking the generator. And then we open the door, and honestly this is probably the funniest cutscene that I've ever seen. Because I'm not allowed to talk as Lee, this cutscene was just so funny. I've got to show it to you right now.
Boy, didn't you hear the bell? Dinner time.
After we arrive at the McDonald's house, we realise that there's some noises coming upstairs, and I'm like, yeah, let's go and investigate this shit. To discover that Mark, the character from before who got shot with an arrow, is legless. He's got no legs, bro. And it makes me think, maybe I should warn Clementine. Oh wait, I can't talk. So she scoffs it up. The human meat. She eats it. Why? We then get knocked out by Danny, and we wake up in the meat locker with everyone else. And Clementine's puking her guts up. Lily's puking her guts up. Kenny didn't puke, which makes me think that he didn't eat the meat, if you know what I mean. But anyways, Larry has a heart attack because again, we've put Clementine in danger. We decide, you know what? Larry didn't kill that zombie straight away before, so let's just drop... No, let's not us. Let's let Kenny drop a cement thing onto his head, and this is how that goes.
It's got a new head.
And yes, after establishing that he has a new head, we then raid his body for coins, you know, because we need that Bitcoin, guys. But anyways, we you use the coins to, unscrew that vent, and then we get Clementine to go up there, unlock the door, and then we take out Danny with a pitchfork. Psych, no we don't, we use the hay because we're not killers, but then we discover a problem. So the problem is that, like, if I don't talk, I die, but I died anyways because the game was being weird. I think I moved a little bit too much and she just shot me. So yeah, this is how that death went.
What the hell?
Stop, I told you.
Oh shit, well guys, that's a death counter. That's a death counter, guys. But I did stop when she told me to stop. God damn, man.
But it's fine, because to get back at her, we kill Brenda by using Mark's zombie thing. But then Kenny is in a fight with Andrew. He gets shot. Oh my god, it's like the worst thing ever, but it's fine because we beat up Andrew. And then we decide to leave with the group because we're cool people. And then to end off the entire episode, we have to talk once again. Talk counter goes up. It's probably went up more than once in this episode, but I've just cut a bit out of it, but it's fine. And yeah, we steal from the car. So here were my choices from the second episode. Now we're moving on to episode 3. So beginning off episode 3, Lee and Kenny come back to Macon to pick up any remaining supplies that are left in the drugstore. But then one of my crazy subscribers starts making noise throughout all the walkers. So it's like, oh no, what should I do? And it's like, maybe I should just leave because it's the best option and she'll just get ate by the walkers, giving me more time to pick up some supplies. So yeah, let's do that. Bye, bitch. And then we go in and grab the supplies, but then all of a sudden I just die because the game made no sense. Like, literally, what was this?
We're still clear. Let's hustle. Benny, help! Fuck, incoming! Come on, Lee!
Guys, the game broke there.
But anyways, we make it back to the motel where Lily and Kenny are arguing once again about the chimichanga situation. How are you not, like, blind by this? But actually, on a real note, I've realised in playing this game, when Kenny and Lily argue, their argument isn't as, like, big as it is if you were to talk, which I find pretty cool. So yeah, but because Lily is so sick of the chimichanga situation, she claims that people are stealing supplies from the group and giving it to the bandit. So, like the good Samaritan we are, we go to investigate. But Doc overhears the conversation, and he actually helps me out. So, fair play, Doc. Fair play. So after some detective work from Lee and Duck, we end up finding a bag with loads of supplies in, and then we show it to Lily, and then the bandits attack us, and then I die again. Here's the clip.
Move it, asshole! Take it easy.
You people think this is a fucking joke?
Oh shit. So I've got to speak there.
So because I have to speak, the talk counter goes up again. I'm currently at a death counter of 3 because I'm a pro gamer, guys. But then the bandits launch an attack because Lily shoots one of them in the head. And then, yeah, we end up escaping in the RV. So, yeah, no more Motel, guys. Lol. But yeah, not much happens after that. Lily's accusing Ben in the RV of stealing the supplies and giving them to the bandit. Doug gets shot, which is a bit of a shame. Clementine's upset by it. But like, deciding on whether we should let Lily stay or leave was kind of like a hard choice, since my playthrough through not talking meant that Lily wasn't as mean as she would be if you did talk. So for this part we kind of just kept quiet.
I'm gonna leave this.
We're leaving her. Let's go.
We later find out that Duck got bit in the motel by a walker, and then we have a weird dream sequence nightmare with Clementine becoming a walker, and then we wake up to find that the train is in front of us. Platform 9 3/4, guys. We've done it. Let's go to Hogwarts, boys. This is probably the most boring part of the game, so I'm just gonna skip to where we fix the train because, yeah. During fixing the train, we meet a guy called Chuck. That's pretty much it. So, yeah. So on our journey to Hogwarts, Katja is holding Duck. Everyone else is like, "Aw." She convinces me to talk some sense into Kenny. So, yeah, this is how that goes.
Right, well that's a death counter.
So after dying once again, we have to talk to Kenny, so the talk counter does go up again, and we convince him in the politest way possible, instead of fighting him, you know, now is the time to let your son be left in the woods! LOL! Take the L, Kenny! Ha ha ha! So yeah, after that, Chuck gives us some parental advice. Ben tells us that he was the one giving the supplies to the bandits. We hatch a plan with Clementine, and then all of a sudden the train comes to a stop, and we meet up with two new characters, Krista and Omid. And then me and Clementine, who has got a lovely fresh cut by the way from Lee Everett, decide to get some stuff so we can cut the tank thing, and then yeah, me and Omid, we decide to jump off the bridge because we're cool. I don't know.
Fuck that. Yeah, that's right. That's what you get, bro. Bro pushed me off.
Even though that Omid pushed me off the train first, I still prefer him over Krista, so I saved him first. Because Krista was really mean to me, but anyways, they both, you know, end up on the train anyways, and yeah. And because I'm the bigger person, I decide to apologise to Kenny because I laughed at his son's death. And then all of a sudden, we get a radio call from a random dude, and he's like, "Hey yo, I got Clementine's parents," and then I'm like, "Ooh," and that's the end of episode 3. So we're moving on to episode 4. Here were the choices from episode 3, and yeah. Episode 4, let's go, boys. Okay, so we're walking with Clem and the rest of the group, and we get attacked by walkers because some doofus rings the bell. It turns out to be a character later on, but we're gonna get to that. And the group get attacked by the walkers, and Ben, being the hero that he is, ends up disowning Clementine in my time of need. We see a house, and we're like, let's get into that house. So what happens is that I have to basically decapitate a dog, and Clementine goes into the doggy door. Is it called the doggy door? I don't know. But anyways, she opens the door, and this is my response. Obviously Clementine did a great job, but anyways, we go into the house and we have to inspect it in case there's any walkers lurking about. But Lee's really interested in looking at this wall, and he's like, yeah, you know what, let's go back to that wall and just stare at it. But anyways, we foot massage a kid's face with our foot, and then we bury that kid along with a guy staring at us while we do it, and I realise it's your dad because, yeah, he survived the apocalypse and he left you. So how does that feel? But anyways, Lee and Kenny decide to look for some boats because there could be some left, because that's Kenny's plan. And honestly, Kenny's got the most put together plan ever, and he's only just lost his family. He's like, guys, let's just stay away from the city, let's get on a boat and let's go into the water because zombies can't swim. He is the smartest character, and everyone's just like, no, he's a loose cannon. Kenny has got more ideas than friggin' Albert Einstein. God! Anyways, we get attacked by a new character called Molly, or should I say, I punch her in the face, and that's how this goes. Wow, that was bad grammar. But anyways, he has me punching Molly in the face. But anyways, after that supersonic punch, the zombies obviously heard me rocking her world. That got took out of context real quick. Anyways, she gives me her Minecraft enchanted diamond pickaxe. It has efficiency 3. It has looting 3, even though that belongs on swords. It has unbreaking 5. You know, it's like the best pickaxe ever. It's got fortune and all that stuff. And we managed to pry open a sewer door plate thingy, and we escape into the sewers. And yeah, we're gonna do some mining now.
On me now. All right. I really like this song. It sounds good. Mining away. I don't know what to mine. I'll mine this anyway. In this Minecraft day, so beautiful. Further down. What's that I found? Mine diamonds. Mine diamonds. I'll mine them. So far I got two.
But anyways, we decided to do some parkour with our lovely Minecraft pickaxe, but it fails miserably. We get shot in the head, leaving our death counter to go up, which means we have to talk, and this game sucks! Oh! But anyways, it's fine, because we come back with Vernon, and we see Molly, and we're like, this is Vernon, guys. He's a doctor, he's here to help out Krista, and she's like, oh my god, thank you so much, Lee. I really, really love you so much. Psych, I don't. I love Omid more. And then we find Clementine, right? Clementine is lost, guys, right? Clementine is lost. So we go outside, right? And we're like, oh, that shed's looking zesty. Okay, that doesn't make any sense at all. But anyways, we open the shed. And Clementine's like, Lee, I found us a boat. This is amazing. Oh my god. And Lee's just like...
I know, right?
So the group are talking about the boat, and basically the boat doesn't have any gas. It doesn't have a battery. So someone's like, how about we just go to Crawford? You know, the place that Molly mentioned about. They've got to have some stuff, really. You know, we can steal from them. And then the groups are like, yeah, that's a really good idea. By the way, Lee's silent for this whole thing because, you know, he really doesn't want to confess about the chimichanga situation. Yeah, you thought I forgot about that? No, I did not. I didn't forget about the chimichanga situation. I'm all about the chimichanga situation. But anyways, Clem asks to go to Crawford, and because I can't talk, I just let the meter run out, and this sucked because I wanted her to come with me and I thought she would decide, but yeah, this is how that
choice that gives me. Nice one.
You don't think I should go, do you?
I didn't give her an answer. I'm sorry, Clem.
But it's fine because I gave her a gun anyways because I trust her with a gun. Like, I told her how to shoot in the last episode. You know, we hatched a plan. I told her how to shoot. You know, we're sound. I also gave her a haircut, you know? But anyways, we arrive at Crawford, the land of the living. Haha, no it's not because everyone's dead there. But in short summary, we get the battery from a car. No, from a car? Yes, from a car. And I don't know how car batteries work in boats, but you know what? I'm not going to even question it. You know, it is what it is. And then we get the gas. And to top it all off, we get some cocaine for Omid, you know, just to ease that leg pain because of his karma from the last episode. He pushed me off a bridge onto a train. He jumps onto the train and breaks his leg. He deserves it! But anyways, we decided to give him cocaine, you know, give him a break, you know. So yeah. And we realise that Ben's an idiot and he ends up letting all the zombies in. Dickhead.
Oh, I'm a shit shot. No! No. No. Well, fuck.
But because Ben is an inconvenience, we have a choice to either let him go or to save him. So this is how that clip goes.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
So in short summary, once again, we hug Clementine, she asks about her parents, I'm like... And then basically what happens is Vernon's like, I'll take her off your hands, you know, Omid's healed now, you know, I can take care of Clementine for you. I'm just not answering him in the slightest because I'm the coolest guy that you've ever seen. Clementine's then upset because we can't find her parents in Savannah because we've got to leave, and also because of Ben dying, even though we dropped him to his death because it was the right call, guys, let's be real. But it's not like anything can go wrong, you know, it's not like we lose Clementine, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit. Wait, why is this in the script? We get bit? What do you mean we get bit? Nah, that's BS, bro. That's BS. She left me. I didn't lose her. God, man, this sucks, man. Anyways, here are my choices for this episode. Now we go on to the final one. God damn it, man. We got bit. Can I catch a break, please? God. So yeah, let's begin off episode 5 with a bang. And with a bang, I mean Lee getting his arm cut off. Yeah, I don't decide that, Kenny does. And Lee's loving life, aren't you, Lee? Yeah, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. And because he is fine, he is climbing up a ladder, one arm and all. He manages to get to the roof of the hospital, and then he grabs yet another ladder with one arm, by the way, because he's big and strong, to place up on top of a bell so he can distract the other walkers on the other side and so the group can escape. And Lee does this amazing first-person jump like we're in Mirror's Edge, guys. Let's go. Here's the clip. So we get back to the house and discover that the boat is now missing, but because of all of that shouting, the walkers end up breaking in and we are screwed. So we have to rush all the way upstairs to shoot them walkers down, and then we realise, you know what? We're fucked. So let's just go up this attic because we should have just done that in the first place instead of wasting our bullets. But you know, it's The Walking Dead. You gotta make that action. Lee and Kenny get really angry at each other, and Lee decides to look at him with the most menacing stare, and Kenny's just like, no, you don't stare at me like that, Lee, you don't speak to me at all. And Lee's just getting really, really vexed and angry until he gets like this. He picks up the head of Albert Einstein, even though it's not Albert Einstein. He chucks it off the wall in a pit of rage to realise that now we have an idea and an escape plan. Let's go, guys. And we end up going through the next apartment because we're absolutely sick and nothing really happens. Yeah, we killed Ben before, so Ben doesn't die here. Massive brain technique. Kenny's not gonna die, guys. Let's go. What do you mean he dies? Yeah, what? Why? No, surely he can't die. I've seen him in series 2. And the New Frontier, depending on your options. Nah, he can't die. He does? Or we don't know that he dies? Ah, for God's sake, thanks a lot, Krista. And to make matters worse, Krista with her fat arse breaks the sign. For God's sake. So now I've got to go down and kill a bunch of walkers. I mean, that doesn't involve any speaking, so that's alright with me. But come on, Krista, man.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I feel it a little bit too. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high. And I feel the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah.
Anyways, after that badassery of Lee Everett, he meets up with a guy who's literally called Stranger. He doesn't have a name, and well, what happens is I die, and I think it's because I messed up. But it's fine because Clementine shoots him back, bang, right there, and that was really cool emphasis on the word bang, Alfie, you know, symbolising a gunshot to the head. Anyways, we discover that walkers can't smell us if we smell like them. So, the logical thing to do here is to rub guts all over a 9-year-old girl. Yep, Lee, I'm not even going to question it. It's the apocalypse. And yeah, you know, we're walking through, enjoying life and all, and then all of a sudden Clementine sees her parents, who are dead, by the way. Ha! LOL! But because we laugh so hard, we end up falling onto the floor, and Clementine ends up bringing us into a building. I don't even know what this building is. I think it's a jewellery shop, looks like one, but I have absolutely no idea. And this is where Lee is basically taking his final resting position, you know.
Get up, Lee. The door is right here.
I might have to get left, you know.
And basically the reason what I meant by I might have to get left is there's an option where the final option of the game, whether or not Clementine shoots you or leaves you. And yeah, but before we get into that, you know, get into that main event, here's Clementine getting attacked by a zombie. But it's fine because she attacks the zombie, you know, full force, blood throw to the head and all of that stuff with a bat. Badass Clementine back at it again. No longer 8 years old, she's 9 now, guys. A 9-year-old badass Clementine. Let's go. And so we're left with a choice. Either die or get shot. So here's the clip, and yeah.
It's your fault. And this is where we leave it out. Can this meter run out a bit fast? I'm running out of recording, bro.
I'll go. I'll leave you. I'll go as fast as I can.
And as safe as you can.
And that was that, ladies and gentlemen. Clementine leaves Lee, and that's the end of Series 1 of Telltales The Walking Dead. But now we move on to, did we actually beat the game without talking? And the answer is kinda. I mean, technically I didn't talk, but there were times where I made mistakes and I had to talk. And as well, I also talked during the progression of the game because the game forced me to talk. So, you know, I reckon if I didn't make those mistakes, my talk counter would have definitely been lowered down. But this video took so long to make, and I'm not going back to change anything. I'm quite happy with this, like, first attempt of not talking in The Walking Dead. So yeah, if this video gets 5 likes, I'll drop kick a child, and also if it gets 10 likes, I'll do season 2 of Telltales The Walking Dead without talking. Anyways, here is the outro of the video. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. The Walking Dead without talking. Oh my god, it took forever, but it's fine. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're at 128 subscribers, and make sure to leave a like, and you know, turn that notification bell on. But yeah, this video took so long to make, so I'm gonna get some sleep. Bye.